Did you know that stretching is just as important as exercising? There are several different stretching techniques that can benefit you. As an athlete for 15 years, running track from elementary to college, I think I learned every single stretching technique that there is, and with some did help me, some didn't help me, some actually hurt me even worse, and I would like to inform you about the different stretches. According to mindhacker.com article, Why Stretching is Just as Important as Exercise, published by Linda Francois, published on February 13, 2013, mentioned that stretching helps your body and mind. Today I will speak on 3 different types of stretching and their own unique features. Now that I have told you what I'm going to discuss today, let's move on to my first point, which is static stretching. Static stretching is one of the most common forms of stretching in which target a group of muscles in which you hold for at least 30 seconds. There's two types of static stretching. One is active, which is the added force is applied by an individual. This form of stretching is maybe just holding your arms up for 30 seconds, your leg up for 30 or more seconds, and also that's the added. And also the other second type of static stretching is the added force is applied by internal force, which is like maybe a partner. So maybe a partner helping you out and helping you hold it for 30 seconds. In which static stretching also helps with the mind, because yoga is a form of static stretching in which it helps with your mind, your body. So static stretching is maybe one of the best stretches you could probably do. Now that we discussed the first point, let's move on to my second point, which is dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching has to be one of the best stretching that's worked the best. The dynamic stretching consists of drills, which is A-skips, A-runs, and also leg swings. And it's the best for athletes because as which I was a track athlete, we would practice outside, and sometimes it could have been cold, and after we warm up, we actually begin our body warm, in which we'll go do some type of form of stretching, in which static stretching actually would cool down our body and make us cold, because all we was doing is sitting down and trying to stretch. As dynamic stretching is a form of stretching that keep you warm because you up and moving. According to BrainMaxSportsCoach.com, an online web page published in 2007 by Tyler Tipson, mentioned that dynamic stretching has been successfully used by trainers and coaches to increase flexibility and lower the incidence of injury, in which I agree. Dynamic stretch, since I've been using dynamic stretching, I hadn't had a hamstring injury, a groin injury. I have always been healthy since I've been in college and just using dynamic stretching. Now that we discussed our second point, let's move on to our last point, which is ballistic stretching, which is a form of bouncing stretching. People often get confused with ballistic stretching with dynamic stretching. One form of ballistic stretching is touching your toes but actually bouncing with it. According to Stephanie Mazzo from HelpLive.com, ballistic stretching isn't recommended for everybody, and which ballistic stretching can sometimes harm you if you actually don't know what you're doing. I wouldn't volunteer a person, just a regular person who's going out and running or just exercising their own to do ballistic stretching, because ballistic stretching can actually hurt you, and which is very surprising, because all stretching is supposed to help you, but if you don't do ballistic stretching right, it can harm you more than it can help you. In conclusion, I hope I gave you a better understanding of different types of stretching. Also remember, stretching is probably the best thing that you could do. Whether you're going exercising or not, stretching is something you should do every day. Some people believe that exercising is something you should do every day, but stretching is something you very well should do every day, and it benefits you a lot. Like I said, static stretching, anybody could do it, because it's something that you could just sit down in your house and just stretch. Dynamic stretching helps with if you're going to work out and run track, shoot basketball and football. It makes sure you're warm and you're ready to go out. And there's also dynamic stretching, which I will only would like people that actually know what they're doing and going out. Well, thank you and hope you enjoyed.